Chairman, we're now live.
Thank you, Mark. Everybody, welcome to this virtual meeting of the Executive Scrutiny Committee at the London Borough of Hillingdon. This is a virtual meeting and is also being broadcast simultaneously on the Council YouTube channel, Hillingdon, London. The purpose of this committee is to scrutinise decisions made by the Cabinet who have just finished their virtual meeting tonight. My name is Councillor Henry Higgins and I am the chairman of this meeting. Before we start, some important online housekeeping for everyone present. Please ensure that your mobile phones around you are on silent. Please keep your microphone muted when not speaking and then unmute to speak. As chairman, I will call on those to speak during the meeting. In terms of any technical meeting control, if any councillor leaves the virtual meeting partway through for a period of time, lost connection or something else, I will continue the meeting unless we are not quorate, which means that I have to have 3 councillors present. First, I will take the attendance roll. Before I move on to the agenda, I would like to do the roll call of the councillors and others present to confirm attendance. Please indicate that you are present when I say your name. Firstly, Councillor Riley.
Present.
Councillor Wayne Bridges.
Good evening, I am present.
Councillor Nick Dennis.
Good evening, Chairman and everybody else, and I am present.
Councillor Arnold, sorry.
Good evening, Chairman. I too am present.
Councillor Peter Cousin, the Labour lead.
Good evening, Chairman. Present.
Councillor Peter Money.
Good evening, I'm present.
Councillor Prince.
Present.
Mr. Little, our educated co-op member.
Good evening, present.
And obviously Mark, our Democratic Services.
Present, Chairman.
We'll now move on to the agenda. Can I have any apologies for absence, please, Mark?
No, Chairman, all members are present.
Declaration of interest for any members before us, if they could speak now. Okay, I'll take that as there is none. Do we agree the minutes of the last meeting?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Brilliant. To confirm that there are 3 public reports and that we're considering the Cabinet today and no reports are in private. The first public report is obviously something that's affected a lot of our community, and it's the consideration of Cabinet decision tonight for the Hillingdon Council response to the coronavirus. I'd like to take, I'll say thank you on behalf of the whole committee, if that's okay with committee members, to all the staff that are doing such a fantastic job. I think I'm sure that we're all agreed on that. Does anybody have any questions on this item, please?
Councillor Curling.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, I too echo those comments of thanks to the council staff and well, everybody involved in the council. Actually, it's been an absolute sterling effort by our staff, and particularly with the increase in domestic abuse, which is something that I know we all care so much about. And there's been some real tragic cases over the last few weeks, and the council have really pulled out all the stops to help and assist people. So great thanks there. Thanks to the flexibility of all the staff, from the very junior to the very senior. It's been a real credit to the borough. I do have a couple of questions on the first item. One, I'm not sure if we could get a breakdown of the number of deaths in care homes, hospital and community. It's obviously something that is of concern nationally as well as locally, but it would just be a good idea, good to know where we are as a borough as far as that breakdown. Also, I don't know if we've got any idea of what the council's position is on the recommendation to schools, whether to open on the 1st of June or not, or whether it's something down to each individual school. Again, that's a question that is on many people's minds at the moment. I think I'll leave it there for now. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Peter. On the last one, I think we are. I'll let Mark fill in a bit more if he can, but I'm on the understanding that we're waiting for government guidance on the school situation. But the other question I think is a good idea. Mark, is there anything you need to say?
Yeah, Chairman, I think I will go away and investigate those 2 points raised now tonight and circulate them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Has anybody else got any questions?
Councillor Money and Councillor Prince. Councillor Money first.
I'll go first. Thank you. I also want to just say a big thanks to the staff. On page 17, it was just a couple of questions I had, really. Just a general question to begin with. What proportion of the extra funding from central government for social care has been directly passed on to providers? And have they had any difficulty in any way? The next one's on page 17. On paragraph 4, just under social care, the 10% for business turnover, is that their annual turnover for last year that's being used, or is that a monthly turnover of this year? Just a bit more clarity on that. And on page 20, how many EHCP plans have been possible to produce during this time, and what is the current backlog? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Money. On the first one, it says it's up to, on page 17, it says it's from up to March. So that's what it's indicated on, but I'll get Mark to confirm that. And on the second question, Mark, have you got anything?
Chairman, on the points Councillor Money's raised, I will go away and provide a response.
Thank you very much. Councillor Prince?
Thank you. On page 24 with rough sleeping, excellent, fantastic work being done by the council in sheltering rough sleepers during this time. But I'd like a bit more information about what happens next. There's been much speculation that the government have provided funding to allow local authorities to do this everybody in approach, but there's been speculation that this has ended and the everybody in approach has finished. So how long do the council expect this provision at Olympic House to continue? And what happens with the rough sleepers once the scheme does end? Are they essentially turfed out, or is the council working to provide support no matter their circumstances? Another question on the £25 bulky item fee. Is that permanent, or is it just for this crisis time? And also the council tax discretionary hardship fund, is that permanent or again temporary for during this time?
Thank you, Councillor Prince. There's a few questions there, Mark. I mean, I can answer a few of them, but if you've got anything first, Mark.
Chairman, I think there are points if the committee wish, or you wish, we can go away and provide a response.
Yes, I think that would be good. If you can just find that out and come back to us on that, I think it's better than me speculating what without the facts in front of me. So, is anybody got anything else?
Chairman, Mr. Little.
Mr. Little.
Thank you, Chairman. It's indicated in the report that there are 13 schools that are closed. Do we know the reason why they're closed, even to vulnerable children and those for critical workers? That's my first question. My second question is, are officers intending to provide schools with advice on physical changes that will need to be made in the layout of schools? I suspect particularly with secondary schools, when the openings proceed onto them. And the third one is following on from the Labour lead question. Will there be reassurance from the council when they believe it is safe for schools to reopen to get parents on side?
Thank you, Mr. Little. Again, it's a moving situation. So, Mark, I think we can get, I mean, obviously, if you can get the information together and we'll answer those questions next time round. I mean, like, it's easy for us for me to make a statement, but I think it's better for us to be very clear about such a situation. So, is that for you, Mark?
Yeah, Chairman, I think, obviously the report is up to a certain date. I think it's around 7th, 8th of May because it's retrospective in terms of the leading times for Cabinet. So a lot's changed since then. So a lot of the stuff you're asking is not obviously captured in the report, but it would be if it was more up to date, maybe. So I think they're all good questions, and I've got a note of them, and I'll take them away and provide you with an answer.
Thank you, Mark. I just think that we need to, obviously, I'm sure we'll have an updated report anyway at the next Cabinet, which will help a lot of these questions, and we'll know more about what's happening with schools as well. Is anybody else wishing to ask anything or say anything?
Councillors, if you want to wave at me, I can tell. No, Chairman, I think that's that item discussed.
So what will happen now is that I will go around the committee one by one and asking if we agree. It is okay. So first of all, Councillor Riley.
Thank you, Chairman. No, I agree, and happy to pass that item.
Thank you, John. Councillor Bridges.
Agreed, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Nick Dennis.
Agreed, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Simon Arnold.
Thank you. That's agreed, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Curling.
Yes, Chairman, agreed.
Councillor Money.
Thank you. That's agreed.
And Councillor Prince.
Agreed.
And Mr. Little. We don't have to ask Mr. Little, do I?
For this item, it's part education. So yes, if you...
Yes, Mr. Little, please.
Agreed.
Thank you. I'll move on to the next item, which is item 6, the carer strategy for 2018-2020. Obviously, this is a report that's come, obviously, doing fantastic work as well with this crisis going on. So I'll open it straight to the committee. If any questions, please can you indicate? So Mark will then ask you to speak.
So I have Councillor Curling first, then Mr. Little.
Councillor Curling.
Thank you, Chairman. It's just a bit of feedback, really, that's been received. But the online self-referral form, it can tend to be very long-winded and repetitive to those that use it. Has any thought been put into a feedback process, perhaps an online survey through the post-completion phase?
Sorry, I think that's an absolutely fantastic idea. And see if, Mark, we can put it as a recommendation for the committee to see if we can do something.
Noted, Chairman.
Okay. And is there anything else, Councillor Curling?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Little?
Thank you, Chairman. I note in the report that the borough does work with schools to make them aware of some of the needs of younger carers, and often there are children at home receiving education who have the role of carers. I wondered whether the council is able to, and whether it does, when it comes across a young carer, make the school aware that that person has got that responsibility.
I'm not sure. I couldn't answer that question, Mark. I mean, we can ask that question. I mean, is there some? I mean, I'm sure the head teacher would know, but obviously, I'm sure that some of the pupils wouldn't like it bandied about. But I'll leave Mark to answer that for you.
Chairman, it's something that I can find out for the committee.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody got anything else? I'll take
No,
that.
Chairman, I don't think so.
Brilliant. Okay, so again, the same thing. I'll go around everybody, and if everybody can indicate whether they agree, please. Councillor Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Agreed.
Councillor Bridges.
Agreed, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Dennis.
Agreed, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Arnold.
Thank you. Agreed, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Curling.
Yes, agreed.
Councillor Money.
Agreed.
And Councillor Prince.
Agreed.
Thank you very much. I will now move on to agenda item 7, self-build and custom building housing, charging and eligibility criteria. Obviously, this is more of a report that's going to go out for comments on, and it's something that's been put upon the council. Does anybody have any questions on this one?
Chairman, I can't see any members wishing to comment on this item.
Okay, then I will go straight around the table again for agreement. Councillor Riley.
Agreed. Thank you.
Councillor Bridges.
Agreed.
Councillor Dennis.
Agreed.
Councillor Arnold.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, agreed.
Councillor Curling.
Agreed.
Councillor Money.
Agreed.
Councillor Prince.
Agreed.
Thank you very much, everybody, and please keep safe and healthy. This is the end of this meeting. Can all councillors please remain on mute and stand by until the broadcast has ended? Thank you for watching.